Well, NBC already made comics once, so I'm sure they can do it again. And yes, I am holding a copy of Saturday Morning NBC Comics. Why do I have this? By the way, Chip and Pepper at 8 o'clock on Saturday, followed by Yo Yogi. Make sure you wake up, Captain in the Super Mario World. You don't want to miss this on Saturday in 1991. Hi, I'm Andre, and I'm a black nerd, and I'm atop the fourth wall where bad comics burn. Link car. So NBC has made a deal with Lionforge to create comic book adaptations of 1980s classic NBC television shows. I am not making that up. That is serious. Knight Rider, Miami Vice, Airwolf, Punky Brewster. One of these things is not like the other. And of course, a comic adaptation of the greatest television show of all time, the one that they will be teaching in TV history classes in college for years to come, Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris. That's my chant from the Church of Saved by the Bell. Would you like to join us? We want to bring your spiritual level to the max. When news broke about 80s NBC shows being turned into comic books, the rest of the world was like this. Meanwhile, I was like this. NBC shows are being turned into comic books? This is the greatest day of my entire life! I'm so happy! Who has been reading my diary? Journal. I do not have a diary, I have a journal. Just like Doug Funny. I can't wait for the eventual Marvel crossover. It's the Civil Wars! You can side with Spider-Man, Wolverine, or Lisa Turtle. I hope that the Saved by the Bell comic book comes with a little button that you can press and it plays the audio from the Saved by the Bell audience. So if you're reading one of the panels and like Slater's hanging out with Jesse and he goes, "Hey mama," you can press a button and it just goes, "Woo!" And if Jesse is all like, "Slater, you pig," you press another button and it goes, "Ooh." Boom. Now given that Knight Rider, Airwolf, and Miami Vice are all action shows, I can see them being turned into comic books. And believe it or not, Saved by the Bell has already been turned into a comic book. I know this from the comic that I should not own. By the way, Wish Kid comes on at 10/9 Central, followed by Space Cats. But the one that I'm most excited for, but at the same time I do not understand, is Punky Brewster. In case you forgot, Punky Brewster was the sitcom about a little orphan girl who was living by herself in an abandoned apartment because her mother abandoned her in a supermarket. Perfect way to start a sitcom if you ask me. Then this old bitter man finds her and he's all like, "Oh, Punky, oh, I don't know anything about children, but you've warmed my heart. Every time I turn around, this girl's turned my world around. You can live with me, oh, Punky." And then Pixar stole that plot, added some balloons to it, and made Up. And Punky Brewster has such riveting storylines as "Don't do drugs," "Go ahead and be an astronaut even after watching the Challenger explode," and my personal favorite, "Don't let your black best friend play hide and seek inside of an abandoned refrigerator because she might pass out and the only person that will be there to help her is a kid who was joking around too much in the school CPR class, so therefore he doesn't know how to give her mouth-to-mouth resuscitation." How did Stan Lee not jump on this already? I was a big fan of Punky Brewster. I used to watch that show obsessively back in the day, partly because Soleil Moon Frye was my first white girl crush. And judging from how she looks now, I got some good taste. Woo, she is a MILF. Mom, I like to foot massage. I'm curious of which version of Punky Brewster is going to get adapted into a comic. Is it going to be the sitcom version, or is it going to be the Saturday morning cartoon spinoff? You know, the one that had that magical talking gopher thing? Punky's friend, Glover's gonna be in comic books. Shabadoo. So when Punky and Screech have their comics come out, I will be first in line. You comic book geeks can keep your DCs and your Marvels and your Dark Horses and your IDWs. Because there's one thing that my comics are gonna have that none of your comics have. Punky power! Time out. Rants! I wonder if King Koopa can surf. And that's why we have the Year of Luigi. Awesome! This sure beats staying home alone. Get it? Because Macaulay Culkin was in Home Alone and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York? That's what the joke is. That's what the joke is. Wish Kid, Saturday mornings, right after Pro Stars. Be sure to tickle that thumbs up button and share this video with your friends. I love you like a play cousin. I'm 85,000. Ching chomp, yomp.